Uh, the next is chapter 2, literature review. First, review of related study, feminist literary theory. Feminist literary theory is a critical approach that examines how literature represents women and construct gender roles, often highlighting and changing the dominance of patriarchal ideology. It explores how power, gender, and societal exploitation, especially in the role like motherhood, are reinforced or contested in text. In Maternal Theory Essential Readings by Andrea O'Reilly, feminist scholar discuss how literature reflects and challenge the societal expectation placed on mothers. Motherhood in literature. Feminist literature has redefined and portrayal of motherhood, challenging the traditional idea of the self-sacrificing, nurturing mother by emphasizing the complexity, contradiction, and intersectional realities of of maternal experience, where earlier literary fiction often confined women to domestic roles. Modern feminist theory distinguishes between the patriarchal institution of motherhood and the lived, often folk experience of mother. Judicial trauma referred to the psychological and emotional wounds passed down through families and communities, often originating from historical or personal experience of violence, oppression, or systematic injustice. This trauma is transmitted both increasingly through behavior and parenting, and unconsciously through emotional repression and epigenetic change. The next literary elements in novel, one plot refers to the series of events in the story that are logically connected and driven by the cause and effect. According to Albert, the plot organized and unfolding of the narrative, linking the main character's action with the consequence of their face. Second, setting. Setting encompasses the time and place in which a story occurs and the societal, cultural, and environmental context that influence the narrative. Beyond, beyond providing physical location, it helps establish a particular mood, reinforce the thematic context of the narrative, and shape the character's experience. The third conflict is the central struggle in a narrative that drives the plot and reveal the character's motivation. Perrin defines conflict as the opposite between two forces that create tension and engage the reader. And the fourth characterization refers to the technique another used to create, develop, and reveals the personalities of characters in a story. Character involves both direct description, where the narrator explicitly defines trait, and indirect method, where the character's action, speech, and interaction infer the attributes. Here's the previous study related to the post, like the maternal identity identity reconstruction of postpartum depression recovery in Asli Outline the Post by Aditya Gilang Paka. Generational trauma and maternal experience in the post by Vivian Sipos, and British internal conflict in Asli Outline the Post by Dwi Yulifa TV. And related to motherhood and genital trauma, motherhood statement, mothers and their adolescent daughter by Kathleen LDCBA, and the portrait of intentional trauma of motherhood in Of We Augustine Delos by Perry Makoka. Here's the conceptual framework. Start from feminist story, gestational trauma in literary, motherhood in literary elements such as plot, setting, conflict, and characterization, how gestational trauma affect motherhood, how to break free from gestational trauma, and the novel itself, The Push by Ashley Appine.